Hi, my name is Peace Okafor. I'm a real estate consultant in the city of Lagos, Nigeria. A lot has been said about this Lagos Calabar Coastal Road and how it's going to affect Landmark Beach, right? Is this really the end of Landmark Beach? I had to come here myself to look at the situation on the ground, and to be honest, I was really sad. Landmark actually represents a lot of things to so many people right here in Lagos, and even from other country. Landmark is a hallmark of tourism, and just look at what is happening. Landmark Beach is already been sandfilled, and in a few days to come there will be no beach again. It will just be landmark buildings, the structures, the hotels and all. Now that is really going to impact on their business, because the beach is actually the lifeline of the businesses there, and that beach in itself generates a lot of revenues, and it actually adds to the IGR of the state and the GDP of the country. So why is the government doing this, right? Why would they want to build a road across this beach, right? Why would they leave the old alignment for this new alignment, since they know that it's going to be destroying somebody's property, right? What is going to happen? Is Landmark at fault? Is the federal government at fault? Now let's look at the issue on ground. As you can see right there, you can see that great wall of Lagos over there. That's Eco Atlantic building their wall. In fact, that's Eco Atlantic phase 2, and in fact currently there's even a contention that where Landmark is right now is owned by Eco Atlantic. We really don't have a lot of information on that, but even if the government wasn't going to build this road, Eco Atlantic would have still sand filled the whole of that beach, because you can see that great wall there. So from that wall they were to even sand fill right back, and I don't know if they're going to encroach on the structure, that's Landmark Hotel and the rest, or not, but Eco Atlantic was still going to cover the beach. And you can see them, look at the sand filling they're already doing right back, and they're in the Lagos Calabar Road also. So is this really going to be the end of Landmark Beach? Now let's talk about who is at fault here. Is Landmark at fault, or is it just the government trying to winch hunt Landmark in quotes, right? The minister said sometime last 2 weeks, he said that 250 meters from the shoreline belongs to the federal government. Is that true? According to the fiscal planning laws of Lagos State, I know for the ocean, the setback from the ocean to any structure should be 150 meters. It is a law, right? It is actually a law, but now the minister is saying is 250 meters. But even for the 150 meters, is Landmark actually obeying it? Did Landmark actually obey that 150 meter setback? Well, we cannot actually say they did or they did not, because we know that the shoreline definitely has eaten into a lot of the land. Because if you pick a point A here today, in the next 5 years, the point A to 100 meters that you pick today has been eaten up by tide, right? So we cannot say that when Landmark came to the land that there was actually this 150 meter setback, and today it has actually probably the tide has actually eaten it up to like let's say 50 meters. We really cannot say that, right? So who is supposed to determine the border, the shoreline, right? Where does the shoreline start? But now the federal government is saying that we have the right of way of 250 meters, so we want to take 50 meters from our own land, to construct this road, right? Not minding what it's going to do to Landmark as a whole, right? Let's just look at the positive side of this, right? And that is not saying that I'm actually supporting the government, to bring down the beach, no. But if the government says that, okay, they own this particular land, and we want to use the right of way, like they said in their letter, if the government can establish, or they've established that land is actually their land, then I really don't think Landmark actually has anything to fight over, because they are actually not encroaching on the physical buildings as a whole, right? So according to what he said he has documentation for his property. Of course, someone like him, someone like the CEO of Landmark will never have a property without getting physical documentation for them, right? So the bone of contention here is a beach area. Does he actually have the clearance to use the beach? That is one question we should ask, because in the recent Supreme Court judgment, the Supreme Court judgment actually gave the right to the coastline in every state to the federal, right, under the Ministry of National Inland Waterways Agency, and NIMASA, Nigerian Maritime Management and Safety Agency. The Supreme Court removed it from the hands of the Lagos government or from the state government, right, to the federal government. So if Landmark is saying that they have clearance to use the codes, which I've actually not heard, but if he's saying that, did he get it from the appropriate quarters? You know, that's another question too. Right, that's another question too. Did you get it from the appropriate quarters? Did you get it from the appropriate agency? Because if they do, or if they did, we should have heard something like that now. NIWA, that's Nigerian Inland Waterways Agency, should have come out and said, oh, we actually gave him clearance to do this, right? And the master should have come out and said, okay, we gave them clearance to do this, right? But of course, they have not come out to to say they did or they did not, which means that there is really nothing like that, right? And that is why I always advise, if you're going to buy a property, if you're going to build any physical structures right here in Lagos, make sure you are getting clearance from the appropriate agencies. If you don't know the agencies to ask, please ask questions, make your research, because the truth is that most of these permits that you have to get, they are not even public knowledge. It's not even something that you have to do, right? For some people, when they buy a property, it's just to get their CFO, get their building approval, and they are done, right? Especially if you're buying land, if you're buying any property close to the waterways, please ask. If you're going to build close to probably a canal, close to a drainage, even after leaving the required setback, please also ask for the permit. There is a permit. If you're going to build close to a drainage, there's a permit, or close to a canal, even after leaving the required setback, there is a permit for you to have. If you're going to probably use the coast, or there's a permit. There's always permit for one thing or the other. Please make sure you ask questions, because this is really not public knowledge. Funny enough, it took this whole incident happening for me to even find out that yes, there's a clearance to use the coast, and it's not even coming from the states, right? It's coming from the federal. Right, not everybody knows this. It's not common knowledge. Please, whatever you're going to do, if you're going to get any property through favors or through of course, don't get any property through illegal means. But if you're going to get, even if it's through legal means but not through due process, please ensure it is documented. Whatever you're doing, ensure it is documented. Ensure that particular thing is documented. Ensure you have appropriate documents. Let it not be that, okay, oh, my friend helped me get this and that's it. Or okay, you know this person that knows this person that, okay, you clearance for this and you think that's, oh no. Get a legal backing as to that. Because right now the government has actually told people that they've taken over their land, right, for this for the right of way of this coastal road, they don't have to come with their documentation. That's another video entirely. Would they really compensate everybody? Right? According to the Land Use Act, of course, when the government takes your land for overriding public interest, they'll compensate you. But there's a clause. You have to have legal documentation, right? You have to show that you are the owner of this land, or you are the owner of this property, right? And for most people, after acquiring land, they only get their receipt and their survey, and that's all. They don't even go ahead to do their consent or to even do a C of O. Please, it is not proper. It is not proper. Please, whatever you're going to do, do it within the legal framework, especially if you're going to buy property in Lagos. I beg you in the name of God, have legal documentation for every single thing, right? If you're going to get a clearance or a permit to do something, let it not just be word of mouth, or because you have a brother, you have a friend there, and then, okay, oh, you can get this, or you know the governor. No, because government comes and government goes, right? A particular government can, the government that you know, might leave the seat today and then tomorrow is now for you just word of mouth. They said they gave me, I knew. Please always have legal documentation for that, right? So I ask again, is this the end of Landmark Beach? Because yeah, I'm really very emotional about Landmark Beach. Will this be the end of Landmark Beach? This is a very big lesson to learn, right? You can see the right of way, or there's right of way marked on most of these properties. They're all living. Just look at this very beautiful place. These places are going to go, right? They are really going to go. So if you're buying any property, if you want to build anything, make sure you make inquiries. Is a drainage going to pass here? Is the 4th mainland bridge, in fact, is the 10th mainland bridge ever going to pass here, because for the government has when it comes to land titles in Lagos, not land titles actually, when it comes to land use in Lagos, a land can either be free or it can be committed. I'm going to talk about that in a separate video. So for most of this land where government is going to build public infrastructure, most of the lands are already acquired, right? Although there are some exceptions, right? But a lot of them are already acquired, so they are government lands. That's why it's good to do your due diligence. Make sure you find out this land, is there any public infrastructure that is going to pass through this particular place or somewhere very close to me? Because if you're buying the land here and let's say a public infrastructure is very close to your land, you have to also check that you're not within the right of way or the required setback of that public infrastructure, right? So this is going to be the end of Landmark Beach. It's actually a pity, but this is a lesson for everybody, every investor. If you bought a property or if you're yet to buy a property, make sure you do your due diligence. Involve a lawyer, and also involve a surveyor, because not every lawyer, not all lawyers will do end-to-end check on your property. Involve a surveyor, involve a lawyer, involve the town planners. Very, 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 very important. And most of all, involve a trusted and a professional real estate broker, right? Because a real estate broker will actually put you through what you need to do, the checks that you need to do. That's actually the truth. Involve all of them, right? Don't shy away from involving them because you don't want to pay professional fees. Of course, you have to pay professional fees, right? You cannot want to dole out millions of dollars or millions of naira, right, to invest in property, and you cannot probably pay a little token for professional fees. No, it's not okay. It's not okay. My name is Peace Okafor. I'm a professional real estate consultant right in Lagos, Nigeria, right? So I can give you real estate advisory if you want to buy properties here in Lagos, and I can also recommend lands and houses that you can buy, for purchase and also for investment here in Lagos. So you can reach me on the number showing right now on your screen, or my number will be on the caption below. You can talk to me if you need any help, you need any advisory, or if you need more light on this recent occurrence. I'm going to put it through.